You're listening to episode 6 of the Neon Lounge podcast.
Welcome to the Neon Lounge. Right this way.
It's the Neon Lounge. We're talking about Las Vegas. In the Neon Lounge, a conversation for the ages. Get dressed up real pretty. We've got a date in Sin City at the Neon Lounge.
Welcome to the Neon Lounge podcast. We have got a hell of a show for you today. We got T-Bone.
Hey, gang.
You got J-Dubs. We got K-Dubs.
K-Dubs works too. Yeah, that works too.
K-Diggity, no doubt.
I had coworkers that used to be K-Dubs back in the day, or, you know, so it's not, I get where it came from, Josh. It's
no relation.
I don't want to steal your
K-Dubs
thunder.
and J-Dubs.
Yeah. No, then they'll start thinking we're a couple, which we don't want that either.
Right. We don't want to send the wrong messages. Because there is still Mrs. J-Dubs.
There is.
That's right.
And it's not me.
That's right. And it is not. Well, welcome back, gang.
Yeah. It has been like 15 days since we recorded last, but it feels like it's been a long time, at least to me.
It does feel like it's been it's been a while. I've been looking forward to getting back in front of the mic to chat with you kids. Keren, how about a little update? What's going on? What our residential chef in training? What's going on? What do we need to know? What have you learned in the last 2 weeks?
What's cooking?
Good line.
Good
line, Josh.
Actually, so and I mentioned this to you guys, but I wasn't feeling good for a couple days this week. I had a low-grade fever like Wednesday, Thursday, which you are not supposed to go in and cook food for people when you have a fever because that's not good. So I missed a couple days. So I go in today and this week, so I finished, so this program's divided up into 4 3-week classes. So a week ago from today, we had our first like final exam for the first class and our practical. We had to cook stuff and all that. And I passed with flying colors, so that's good.
Not to brag.
Yeah, you know. And I got done in like half the time that they allocated us to do it. Nice. And some of the other students are just looking at me like, how the hell did you do that? And I'm like, guys, I've been cooking a long time. Again, for you 18, 19, 20-year-olds that are right out of high school, I have, a few more years on you doing that. And I did go in with a plan. And the instructor mentioned something. He's like, oh yeah, you could do this in one. He's like, and he pointed to me and he's like, and she did, but I guarantee you she went home the night before because we knew what it was we had to make. And he's like, I guarantee you she had a plan. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of did. I kind of knew from a timing standpoint, like which one I was going to do first and second and third and all of that. So, but today was kind of interesting. So when I got in today, the class yesterday, this week has been all about soups and stocks and that kind of stuff. And so today they did it was basically like a carrot ginger curry soup.
Yum. Okay.
That they did yesterday, but because I wasn't there, they're all off doing something else and I get to sit there and cook by myself, which, you know, half of them are standing around watching me and I'm like, okay, great. Thank you. But I got to bring it home and I thought, So on the way home, I stopped and got some veggies. Like I got bok choy and potato and onion. And I cooked up some rice and actually did ground beef. I was going to do chicken, but I did ground beef and almost made it like from a soup into like a little curry, like over rice. And it was really fucking good.
That's great. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I have some leftovers and some extra, soup in the freezer that I can do this again. But yeah, it was just fun. I don't know that I ever would have tried to make this on my own, but then I was like, let's see what comes out of it. So yeah, so that was dinner tonight.
I'm going to ask this question delicately.
Uh-oh.
No, I mean, like this, I would think might be listeners at home, I'm doing air quotes here when I say cool problem to have. This could be a cool problem to have. You're probably getting to eat some really great foods. How does one properly maintain a healthy weight when they're cooking as frequently as you may be? Are you noticing any perhaps side effects? Look,
any weight gain? That's what you're asking?
Exactly. I'm dancing around. Are you do you find that there's any sort of weight gain coming from being able to cook and eat as much as you are now?
No, because do we get to keep stuff like the one week we made granola? It was a whole week on oats and that kind of stuff. And we did overnight oats and doctored them up and made like an apple pie flavored one and a carrot cake flavored one and a peanut butter and jelly flavored one, which is fine. But for me, it's still about portion control. And, I don't. And it also throws us off because so we start class at 8 a.m. We get our break at 10:30. So it's like 10:30 to 11:30, and then we go back to class. And so, like, to eat, even if I have breakfast first thing in the morning, I'm not necessarily hungry at 10:30 when we go on break. And so that it's, you're done by like 2:30, which is really kind of too early to have dinner. So it's not, and honestly, for me, I don't eat a lot in one setting anyway. So even if I do get to try stuff, I will say I got recruited or drafted or instructed to come in and work over the weekend. They had a bunch of catering gigs that they needed some help with, and going in to do that, one of the chefs made a batch of cornbread, barbecue chicken, and like cheesy chili, and fed everybody that was there working.
Nice. I
took it home, and the portion that I took, I got almost 3 meals out of.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, but they do. I mean, you do get to eat. Sometimes at the end of the day, especially on the big production kitchen, they could have some stuff that's left over, and you can take it with you. Sometimes we get to take it. It kind of depends. But no, I haven't. I mean, I don't think I'm eating more than I used to because, again, kind of the eating schedule is thrown off a little bit.
Sure.
Plus, you got to remember everything. 90% of what we are eating is made from scratch, so it's healthier stuff. It's not processed. It's not like I'm not kidding you. The other day I made a vat of chili, and when I say a vat, it's this gigantic. It looks like a flat top grill, which I'm assuming you guys are familiar with that, but it has sides on it, and it will actually tip up and down. So, you put 20 pounds of hamburger, a gigantic jar of crushed tomatoes, a gigantic jar of chili beans, all the spices in there, and you just cook it. I mean, it's not a pot. This is a standalone cooking device. I wish I knew what it was called. But it's a vat that just sits there. It's square. But yeah, the whole thing tilts up so that when you go to empty it, it just, all the food will slide right out of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I made a vat of chili, but it was chili from scratch. So I think from that aspect, you're not getting as much of the processed kind of stuff that you might be eating otherwise. But no, fortunately, knock on wood, because now that you asked, I'm going to be. I'll get on the scale tomorrow and be like, "What the hell just happened?"
Awesome. Did you see the AI artwork from last week's podcast?
I did. The lasagna with the syringes.
Keren's heroin lasagna.
Josh,
it's addictive,
man.
I think Katie posted it, and I was like, I had to go back and re-listen. I'm like, what the hell did I say? And I will say that Josh's AI-generated version of me in the chef's outfit is much more flattering than the actual chef's outfits that we have to wear. So, thank you for that, Josh. I greatly appreciate it.
Can I add a story about that, about AI and flattering? So if you've gone to the latest version of the website, because I have kind of redone it since you first saw it, there's a picture of the three of us dressed up in the Neon Lounge. And I took a picture of you and I told AI, I was like, put her in like a sequined evening gown.
Oh, geez.
And it was...
oh, no.
It had too much of a revealing neckline. And I was like, oh, no, Keren's going to be so mad about this. And so then I had to go back and tell AI, let's raise that neckline up a little bit. And it was a much better picture. So this is like when we're done recording.
You to send me the original one.
I might send you the original one.
Yeah,
and be like,
please do. Yeah. I would love to see.
Like, there's no way if I post that picture on the internet that Keren's going to talk to me ever again. It's okay if I post a picture of her holding a pan full of heroin lasagna.
Right. That's fine.
But we're not going to have a low neckline on a dress. I know, Keren. That's not what she's going to go for.
No, you did a good job on you, Keren. You are definitely filling out the top of that dress. So that is.
Thank you for adding a few extra curves where I don't necessarily have them. I appreciate it very much.
No, we look good. God, I wish I looked that good in real life. I'm offended that I look better in AI than I do in reality. That's wonderful.
I find whenever you get AI to start messing with photos, it will automatically like filter and make everything look better.
Oh, for sure.
Because I ran through, I'm going through this phase. I'm ready to chop my hair off, right? And so I use ChatGPT to put on, try some different haircuts out, and even asked it like, what is the best haircut for my facial structure and everything else.
Nice.
But I looked at the picture that I uploaded, and I looked at the one that it was using as the model for all the different haircuts. And it's still just like, okay, you gave me a tan. You gave, like, it just, it just pretties everything up. So you're like, okay, I know
all
that's
the
not really
blemishes
what I
are
look
gone.
like.
Yeah, there's a nice glow.
The freckles are no longer there. Like all of the kind of stuff. It's just, and I'm looking at it going, well, that's a great picture, but it's not me.
That's right. Right.
Too funny.
The person you put in the picture would look good with any haircut.
That's right. Yes.
Yes, she would.
All right. Well, listen, I think we should probably start the show. Welcome back to the Neon Lounge. And as always, we start with This Week in Las Vegas History.
This Week in Vegas History, July 31st, 1969, Elvis Presley opened at the International Hotel. Elvis's July 31st, 1969 opening began his landmark Las Vegas comeback engagement and helped reshape the city's showroom era. Elvis eventually performed 636 sold-out shows at the property.
That's crazy. And it's so funny to think that the first time he was in Vegas, it did not go well.
Yeah, we talked about that at our last episode. That when he was at the Frontier, just like they didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
Like, the casino didn't know what to do with him. The gamblers didn't know what to do with him. And
he was used for performing in front of a bunch of screaming teenagers, and that was not the crowd and the audience that was there at the showroom. And I think, by the time they got to 1969,
this was about 15 years later, I think, if I remember right. The first one was about 1955. So like all of a sudden, just there was a different temperature in the city. His fans had aged enough that they could go to Vegas themselves instead of like hoping their parents brought them. I think every single show he did was a sold out show. So 600, not just 636 sold out shows. He did 636 shows and they all sold out.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. That's wild. All right. It's time to get into the news. Let's find out what's going on in Vegas.
From the strip to downtown, we'll pass it around. Here's what's going down in Las Vegas.
All right, Josh, so you've got a bit of a trip report for us.
Yep, news is kind of quiet in Vegas right now, so I thought, the missus and I just got back from a trip, so we would just kind of do a trip report here.
Yeah.
So last week, the kids were away at summer camp, and it was the week of our anniversary, so we decided to go to Vegas. We arrived Monday evening, stayed at Vidara. Kind of a little background, because this kind of carries, there's notes of this that carry through the whole review here. My wife's been going through some health issues. We're still trying to figure out what the hell is going on, but we know it's something to do with food.
Right.
And so one of the ways that we've dealt with it is she basically just cooks for herself most of the time. We're really limiting like what goes into her.
Which Vidara has the kitchens.
Exactly. So we chose to stay at Vidara because they have the kitchenettes, and so she could cook for herself. Like our last trip together, we stayed at Luxor, and we had like pre-made food in food saver vacuum packs, and then she was using an electric tea kettle to like warm it up. And after about a half a day of that, she was like, "This is dumb. I hate this." So what we did, we looked like the Beverly Hillbillies rolling up to Vidara because, you know, we had like a suitcase that was like full of food. Vidara has a fridge. So they've got the minibar fridge full of shit you're not supposed to touch, or they'll charge you a ton of money. Then they've got another fridge for you. They've got a 2-burner electric cooktop. And this is just in like the base room. And then, of course, a microwave. So we were like, this is perfect. It's even got a little table, you know, like a breakfast or a meal table you can have, not a coffee table. So we did that. That's why we chose Vidara. And then, of course, she's been reacting a little bit to stuff in the air. So no casino that you have to walk through or anything like that. So we got there Monday night. She starts cooking like as soon as we got in there. And I got to tell you, as soon as we checked in, we told them, hey, this is what's going on. Do we have to order cooking like utensils and supplies? And the girl at the desk was like, don't worry about it. I'll have it sent up right away. And true to her word, like within 20 minutes of us arriving in the room, housekeeping arrived with like full, like,
how great
pots and pans. And you know, they said, you want service for 2 or service for 4, like all the stuff that we would need. So that part was awesome. So she starts cooking. She goes, I only brought enough to cook for me. So you're kind of on your own, buddy. So I hightailed it over to Cosmo, to the little food hall there. And I didn't want us to be eating separately. So I went to Lardo and grabbed something to go. I got to tell you. So I've never eaten at Lardo. Yeah. And I got their birria grilled cheese. And I told the girl at the counter, I said, I'm kind of struggling with what's on here. Here's what I'm thinking. Do you like it? She goes, oh, it's our number 1 selling thing. So I grabbed that and it was amazing.
Good.
Went back. We just kind of ate dinner together, and because it was getting late at this point, we just walked over to Bellagio, walked through the conservatory, walked out, caught a fountain show, and then kind of headed back to our room. So that was Monday. Tuesday morning, had a little breakfast date with Sir William Truss IV. We met at the Shandy and had a good VP session. It was good for me. I don't think it was as good for him, but we definitely enjoyed each other's company. And he's got a trip report email that kind of talks a little bit more about that.
What he had going on, yeah.
Yeah. So Tuesday and Wednesday, I was working like from the room. So I worked during the day. I played a little bit more video poker at Cosmo Sportsbook that afternoon. We decided to walk down to the new In-N-Out at the BLVD, the Boulevard Mall.
Right. That big 2-story thing.
Yeah. So we walked down there and grabbed it. It is amazing to me because I think that's the biggest In-N-Out in the world right now in terms of like square footage.
Yeah.
And there's no cars, right? It's all walk-in traffic because of the location. And In-N-Out's kind of famous for their drive-thrus. It was amazing to me on some random Tuesday how packed that place was. Purely from walk-in traffic. Yeah. Wow. But In-N-Out does a good job of like getting people through really fast. So in and out,
if you will.
We got in, we got out. So we kind of walked with our food down to MGM Grand and saw Ka. Nice. I've reviewed Ka on 360 Vegas. I just got to tell the listeners, don't sleep on Ka.
Yeah, like it's one of my favorite shows.
It's so good. Like the music is intense. There's a nice narrative that you could follow along.
And what that stage does is just amazing.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's one of my favorites too.
Cliff Arrow fight scene where it's constantly turning, and the final battle, like it's really good. So check out Ka if you haven't yet. I highly recommend.
Definitely, especially now that Love is gone. I think it's probably my favorite Cirque show that's out there.
I think so too. Went across the street. You know, a lot of listeners know our favorite kind of hangout is Nine Fine Irishmen, especially when the band's there. So we walked across the street, caught the band for a couple of hours. Wednesday, I got up and had a quick, I had to get out of the room because I had an 8:30 call meeting and didn't want to do that in the room with my wife. So went down and did that in the lobby at Vidara, walked over to Aria, got a breakfast sandwich at Egghead in their food hall. Egghead's kind of my substitute for what is it? Egg Slut at Cosmo. I think it's just as good, and there's no line usually, or a much smaller one. I did a video poker session at that sportsbook bar, Keren, that you and I and Mark played at that one time.
Right.
And I got my ass handed to me in that session.
I never have any luck gambling at Aria. It's one of the reasons I hardly ever go there. Every video poker bar, every table game I've ever played, I don't win there. I don't know if it's too tight or what, but yeah.
Yeah, I've played at Gem Bar, which is it's kind of a short bar. It's in between kind of the two sections of the casino. And I like that one a lot better, but they were cleaning it. So it was not open at the time. Let's see, what else? Worked again during the day. The wife decided she wanted to get her nails done. And we don't typically go to the salons at the resorts for her nails when she
they're so expensive.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah. So we've gone to a place that's kind of by Ellis Island a few times. She wanted to try something new. Checked out the Googles, and there was this place, I think it's in Vince, something like that.
Okay.
There's an initial and then the word Vince, but with a little accent over the E. I remember that. It is at Town Square. So Town Square is that mall. For
on the South
who
Strip,
don't know, it's kind of South Strip. And so I drove her down there. She said it was amazing, and their Google reviews, they had hundreds, and they were all 5 stars.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
And they'd only been open, I guess, a few months. She said she really liked the treatment she got there. Her nails still look great. Here we are a week later.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she did that. I went and ran some errands, and I ended up at Durango. That was my first time there.
Oh,
that's a beautiful casino. Yeah,
it is.
Have you been in there?
Oh yeah, I've been in there a couple of times. No, and they do have some really good restaurants in there that I like too. But yeah, no, the casino is so light and bright, and because there's so many windows. No, it's a nice spot.
It's fascinating to me how casino design has kind of changed, because it used to be you don't want clocks and you don't want people to be able to see outside, and how casinos are adding those windows. You're right. There's a lot of massive windows in there that let in light from the outside. Yeah. So I liked it. We decided at night we were going to go back to Nine Fine Irishmen for dinner. She wanted to eat there. All of a sudden, after we sat down, she's like, I'm not feeling good.
Uh-oh.
So... And she had not eaten anything there. This is not a Nine Fine Irishman thing. And what we think happened is our fridge at Vidara had a massive block of ice in it. And so we think it had frozen over. And she said that some food that she had cooked earlier for lunch, the meat looked a little bit, it was still sealed in the package we bought in, but she said it looked a little bit off, but she went ahead and cooked it. And so I think the fridge was not cooling enough.
Oh no!
And but if there was a block of ice in it, I would think that it would have been.
Well, have you ever had a fridge that needed to be defrosted because it froze over? I think that's what was going on.
Okay.
So I don't know. And we couldn't get as much food in there as we thought we were going to be able to because of this massive block of ice across the whole back of it.
Okay.
I don't know. So we bailed on that. It sucked because we had Carrot Top tickets. And
oh no!
Yeah. So she was like, I don't think I can go see a show right now.
Yeah.
So
that's too bad.
Ended up kind of headed back to our room, and then an hour or so later, she's like, I think I'm feeling better. And I said,
she still hasn't eaten yet, right?
Right. She was a little nervous about eating at that point still.
Sure.
Yeah.
I get that.
It was one of those things. I said, hey, we had talked about checking out that Camp Palms thing.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's our anniversary. I don't think we want to go then. Let's drive over the Palms. And if it sucks, we can turn around and leave. If it's cool, then we can hang out. And, if you've ever driven around Vegas, when you're at Vidara, Aria, Cosmo, you can take Carmen and it kind of curves around into Valley View. That
takes you right there.
Dumps you off right there. So really short drive. Walked in there, and like I mentioned on our last episode, we are former camp counselors. That's how we met. Mm-hmm. So we walked in and checked this out. We loved it. Really? Loved it. So I am going to do a more, like later in the show, we'll do a more extensive review of it because it was so fun. And they close July 31st. They close a week from today. And
so you got in just in time
and gets a chance to check it out, I want them to be able to. So we'll talk a little bit more about Camp Palms. And then she suggested, she's not much of a gambler, Mrs. J-Dub said, hey, let's go sit at the bar and play some video poker. So she was kind of like we were playing video poker, and then it was her asking me kind of like, okay, what would you do here? What would you do here? And then she was kind of evolving into, I think I should do blah, blah, blah. Is that right? So
So
we were doing
learning
video poker tutorials. Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
So that's how we wrapped up Wednesday. Thursday was our anniversary. Did not work that day. We got tickets for Wizard of Oz, the afternoon show. I'm going to do a more extensive review of that later in the show, but we loved it. We wandered after the show through the Grand Canal shops. They have a rare bookstore. I don't know if either of you have ever gone in there.
Yes.
Grand Canal shops. And again, my wife's an English teacher, right? Her favorite Disney movie is Beauty and the Beast because the girl gets a library. Those are important things to her. So she loves, if we are in Venetian, she has to go check out that bookstore. So she checked that out for a while, and then we're wandering around some more trying to figure out, okay, what do you want to do now? And this day was kind of weird for us because normally we have our evening and we, planned out, like the place we're going to eat and the reservation and the show. And we normally are a little more rigid on that.
Right.
We played it really loose. And we end up over at the North End, and she goes, you want to go play darts? I was like, hell yeah.
Yay.
So, yeah, played with the flight club and played for 90 minutes. Had a blast. It was pretty quiet because, again, it's just like a Thursday afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And got a lot of attention from the servers. Had a great time. I really think that we should revisit Flight Club if we're going to do, a meetup next summer for Neon Lounge. It's
absolutely.
Such a cool environment.
And it's just because I was there Monday this week, met up with some friends, and it's $20 for 90 minutes. Like, where else are you only going to spend $20 for 90 minutes? And I got a discount for being a local. Yeah, so it's just a fun time. It's just a really, and especially if you're hanging out with a group, it gives you something else to do than just sitting around at a table all kind of staring at each other and talking. You know, folks are up and they're moving around and you can interact and mingle better. And it's just a great spot. It's just a lot of fun.
And the games are structured in a way where if you're choosing certain games, like you don't have to be good at darts to have a great time and to win some games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a shark like Alistair is, or Shane who bought a dartboard so he could best Alistair. Yeah.
And I walked through the whole area because, again, I'm thinking as we're hanging out there, like, okay, maybe we do another meetup here. And I like how they've kind of subdivided the space. Like there's a section where there's two of the, I don't know what they call it, they're lanes, but I know they have a different word for them.
Yeah, I call them alleys, but that's not right either. They've got a different name.
But there's a section with 2, there's a section with 3, and there's a section with 4. And, if you figure 6 people a section or something like that, that tops, right? Like we could kind of take over a section for a meetup and not really worry about annoying other people too much. So
which is what they've done in the past. They've kind of stuck us in the back, and I think we had like four alleys or something, and then because you can get I think if you double up you can get like 12 people on an alley, which is a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
But then it's got like some tables right there and stuff too. So you could have some people playing, some people sitting, you can mingle.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's a great, of all the places where we've done meetups before, and it is a paid event, because you're playing, but it's one of the best versions, best kind of locations that I think we've ever done. a meetup at.
So after we wrap that up, like I said, it's 90 minutes, and it's I think that's a perfect amount of time.
Well, especially for the two of you, right? You know, that's just it's different when if you have a larger group where, you know, in 90 minutes, 6 people aren't going to get to throw darts nearly the amount of times as 2 people will over 90 minutes.
Right. Yeah. It was perfect. We decided, hey, let's not do the whole ritual of going back to the room and changing everything. Let's just go to dinner. We kind of talked about Gallagher's. So rewinding a little bit, we talked to the hotel that morning about the shitty fridge situation, and they shot us $100 food and beverage credit. So again, it's MGM, nice. So we can use that anywhere. So we're like, hey, that's supplementing the anniversary dinner.
Right.
So we decided to check out Gallagher's at New York.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember where that was. Like it wasn't jumping
because
out
you know we didn't have a reservation because I'd kind of been thinking Bavette's, but I was like, we will be lucky if we can get a seat at the bar because we have no reservation. So I was like, let's just go to Gallagher's. Went there. It was decent, but not amazing.
Okay.
I got the filet mignon. I felt like it was the right amount of tender on the inside, but kind of overly seared on the outside, like just a little too much of a crust, you know, on the outside. Oh, but the inside was fine, but it made it like a little bitter, I guess. On the outside was a little bitter. I don't know. She got the prime rib. She loved it. They were very accommodating with her allergy restrictions and everything. Mm-hmm. I think I got the stuffed baked potato with my filet mignon. That was fine. Tony, I wanted to ask you about this because I ordered the New York Sour. Mm-hmm. And when I saw you do the cocktail video years ago of a New York Sour, you float the red wine on top, right? Mm-hmm. And they drop the drink in front of me and the whole thing's pink. So they had mixed it all together. Mm-hmm. Is that a different way of doing it, or did they screw up?
I will say that what they did is they ruined the wow factor because that red wine will float on top of the drink. And so it just, when it gets put down in front of you, you've got this beautiful gold color that would be the sour cocktail of the bourbon and the lime juice on the bottom. And then you've got this then, you know, nice thick, redhead sitting on top, this head of red, which is the white wine or the red wine. It's just, there's a wow factor. And then, yes, you are, some people will sip it so that they get maybe a little bit of a more wine to the sour to it. But I usually will then just stir it together. But it's me that does the stirring of it together. So ultimately they served it to you the way I think it is best flavored and best enjoyed, but unfortunately I don't know why they would have stirred it automatically for you and then not just said, and sir, it is the bartender's recommendation that once you have the opportunity to take a picture of it, you go ahead and stir the red wine into the drink itself. So like I said, that's too bad. I do feel like they ruined the wow factor of the drink.
Yeah. So let's see, after we did that, she wanted to go back to Nine Fine Irishmen again and see the band. So that's 3 nights in a row, but the band would not be on till 9. So she's like, well, let's go gamble or something. And again, I'm kind of like, wow. Who are you and what have you done with my wife?
Well, so I guess I should ask if you, I know you're somewhat aging yourselves by answering this question, but I will ask the question nonetheless. What number anniversary was this for you?
22 years. 22
Congratulations.
Years.
Congratulations. Yeah. So your license, your wedding license, is now old enough to drink for a second year.
That's right.
But you obviously are a very good influence on your wife that after 22 years, you helped her see the joy of video poker. And I'll tell you,
that's right.
Video poker was the gateway drug for my wife as well into the gambling world. The extent of her gambling prior to us dating and teaching her video poker was her sitting, as an 18-year-old at one of the Indian casinos playing a $5 roulette wheel where, she might put $5 on red and then the next spend $5 on black, something like that, right? I think what's so great about, and I have a sneaking suspicion that Mrs. J Dubs is a lot like, my wife, say, Mrs. Alcoholic. That's me calling myself an alcoholic. Just to be clear, listeners. It's me calling myself an alcoholic, not my wife. I think Mrs. J Dubs and my wife are both a bit more introverted, and so the video poker is a fun way for them to be able to itch that scratch of gambling without having to be in that table.
Or scratch
is it the other way
itch?
Around? Yeah, switch that, reverse it, scratch that itch. Versus, maybe the uncomfortableness that I know my wife feels at table games. She is always afraid that she's going to be the one that gets yelled at a blackjack table or, be that as it may. So, good on you, man. Good on you for teaching her the ways of video poker. And the other thing too that I like about video poker is I think at a 25-cent machine, you can put $100 bill in a 25-cent video poker machine and just go for hours, especially if you're having good conversation with your somebody sitting next to you. That $100 will just last for hours and hours and hours.
Unless you're at the Aria Sportsbook bar, you are correct.
That's great. That's great.
And it's funny because I had thought about hey, maybe I'll teach you craps. But MGM, as far as I know, is at least not at New York, they don't have the hybrid tables because any regular table at that hour is going to be at least $15 on the strip.
Sure.
So I was like, hey, maybe we can find a hybrid table, but I realized the closest one's going to be Planet Hollywood. So we ended up at the video poker bar that's outside but looking into the piano bar at New York.
Okay.
And so hung out there. We sat down and got spots right as the piano guys were sitting down.
Nice.
And so kind of enjoyed that for about an hour while they were harassing the people inside. And that's another thing is they'll fuck with the people in there and you can witness it when you're at the video poker machine, but they don't really interact with the people on the video poker machine. So you can witness it, but be far enough removed from the fuckery after there. So we did that, and then we knew that the band was on now at Nine Fun Irishmen. Went there and wrapped it up for 3 nights in a row at Nine Fun Irishmen. It was kind of cool there because I put in a request with the band and said, hey, it's our 22nd anniversary, and so we got a little shout out from the band. And then another couple said, hey, it's your 22nd anniversary. It's our 38th anniversary. Another couple was like, it's our 10th anniversary.
Wow.
So that was cool. Yeah. Made friends with another couple. And then we're sitting there at the bar just watching the band. And Mrs. J Dubs, who is friendlier and more outgoing than I am, makes friends with another woman sitting next to her at the bar who does wardrobe for the Nevada Ballet Company.
Oh, no.
And Mrs. J Dubs is a dancer and loves about her ballet. In fact, this person came to Nevada from the Bay Area to do wardrobe for La Rev a couple of years or so before it closed. And then when that closed, she moved on to other opportunities. So she's like, yeah, if you come see Nutcracker or whatever, I'll give you a backstage tour. So of course, Mrs. J Dubs is salivating. That to her was the hottest thing that happened to her on our anniversary.
Right, of course.
Sure it was.
That's awesome.
So had a hell of a time there at the bar, and then retired to our room. Friday morning, we had a quick morning swim. I will also say, I don't know if either of you have checked out the pool at Vidara.
No.
There's not much there, but one thing I caught was they have a couple of smaller pools, and there's one small one that's only for people who have the cabanas right next to it, and there's 3 cabanas in a row, and then there's one pool, and it's kind of hidden behind some palm trees.
Okay.
So again, I'm thinking group event off to the side.
Yeah, sure.
We can be obnoxious and not bug people. So it was a decent pool area. We didn't stay at the pool long because we had to check out and drive back home and be responsible parents and all that stuff. But overall,
at least you had a couple of days where you didn't have to be the responsible parents. I mean, that's always good.
Totally. Even despite the fact that I had to work a couple days, we fit a lot in and had a great time. So anyway, that's my trip report.
What I love too is that, and again, I don't have kids, But I've heard a lot of this from friends of mine that do, is that you as a couple, because the kids take up your life, right? Between their events, school, getting them to places, doing all this kind of stuff. And you really need to make sure as a couple that you find time to get away and just do stuff together, because at some point the kids are going to grow up and be out of the house. Mm-hmm. And if you haven't figured out how to continue to maintain wanting to do stuff together, and I've seen this with a lot of people, is like once the kids are out of the house, then the parents are looking at each other going, I don't know you anymore. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Like, what do we do with this? So I love that you guys take the time to do this. And again, you did give me a heads up that you're going to be in town, and you're just like, look, it's our anniversary trip. I'm like, dude, cool. Not a problem. You guys go do you go have fun. Just spend quality time together. You know, I've caught up with you a couple times when you're in town for work and that kind of stuff. And, you know, you're in town with the missus and you guys are having, you know, celebrating your anniversary and have at it. You know, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that goes back to like that whole thing that people say, you know, like love is a verb, right? Like it's action. And like once you have kids, you really do have to make a conscious effort to like, let's focus every now and then on the thing that started all this.
Yeah. There's a reason we got married in the first place. Well, for most people. And some people, the kids come first and then they get married. I mean, people do it different ways these days, but
no judgment.
No judgment whatsoever. But, you know, if you got married first and then had kids, you're like, I don't remember, like you said, what started this and why you're in all of this craziness anyway. So, yeah, that's awesome.
Very fun.
Well, happy anniversary, belated.
Indeed. Congratulations. That's going to do it for news. Let's roll into the medley.
It's time for the medley. A little this, a little that, a couple chips from the stack. What's happening in Vegas?
The medley is a bunch of random nuggets of information that we thought you might find interesting. First up, Vital Vegas reports that a thief robbed the Virgin Hotel sportsbook last week for $28,000. I'm so glad you gave me this one, Josh. I read this one earlier today, and
it had so many questions.
I kind of did like a little happy dance in my chair just reading it.
Ocean's 11, this guy is not.
The thief was apprehended the next day when he showed up for work at the sports book that he had robbed. And he had in his possession most of the cash as well as the knife and the mask that was used in the heist.
I'm just surprised that the sports book had that much cash, for him to take. But then, dude, if you got out of the casino with the $28,000, although maybe he figured if he didn't show up for work, it would be a sure indication that he was involved in this robbery.
There's even more to this.
Oh, okay. Do share.
Because Virgin is a relatively quiet property, they already had a feeling it was him because they had him on camera walking into the bathroom and then coming out with the mask on. Whereas, a busier hotel might be, I don't know who this person is who came out with the mask on, right? But because there were so few people moving through the property, they were like, there he goes in, here he comes out.
That is
wearing the same clothes, just with the mask on.
Yes, right.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes. Oh man.
You're right. Danny Ocean, as far as a planner, he is not.
It did not take Perry Mason to solve this bad one.
No, it did not.
Or Angela Lansbury, one of the two.
No.
Downtown Las Vegas will again be hosting their answer to F1. The Neon City Festival will be November 20th through the 22nd, and the lineup, similar to prior years, is yet to be announced. That will usually come out maybe a month beforehand.
The Ikons of Rock tribute production is moving from the Hard Rock Cafe on the Las Vegas Strip to the Strat Hotel. Shows will take place daily at 7, Tuesday through Sunday, starting August 25th.
And I am assuming, Josh, that was not a typo. Is Ikons, Ikons?
Yes, because they're hardcore.
Of course. Yes, right. Of course.
Of course they are.
At the Strat. They are. Nothing says hardcore like playing at the Strat. The Clark County Zoning Commission approved plans for a, quote, heart-shaped resort hotel on the South Strip across from Mandalay Bay. The proposal also includes plans to incorporate the pillar support for the abandoned observation wheel project into a restaurant that will sit 260 feet off the ground.
Oh, good grief. How are those things even still structurally sound at this point?
Preach it, Keren. Preach it. Just sitting there all these years later, just in the weathering the dust and sandstorms that blow through.
I read this and I was like, I'll take things that'll never happen for $1,000, Alex.
That's right.
Emeril Lagasse opens Meril at the M Resort in Henderson. Named after Lagasse's daughter, Meril, is described by organizers as a casual neighborhood concept and a contemporary American venue. I actually know somebody that was one of the chefs at the Academy is going there or went there recently. And was super excited about it. So interesting that he opened something at M, I think, instead of someplace on the Strip. But I'm sure much cheaper rent. And I think definitely would be going for more of a locals kind of thing.
Yeah, and maybe a higher cut of whatever. It's probably just a better deal all around for him.
For sure. So. Especially if it's a casual neighborhood concept.
Yeah.
Doing contemporary American venue, that's probably what M Resort locals are probably most expecting or wanting from their eateries.
In other South Strip news, Vital Vegas reports that a Top Gun-themed attraction, originally to be located across from the Strat, is now to be located at a site between the Pinball Hall of Fame and the Little Church of the West. If you feel the need for speed, you're going to have to wait because the attraction is scheduled to open in 2028, which is only 42 years after Top Gun was released in theaters.
Wow.
I hope it's fighter jets. I hope that's the attraction. I hope I'm allowed to take off and fly fighter jets. Literally just put me in a plane.
It's a homoerotic volleyball on the beach scene, and that's all it is.
There you go.
Well, I'm in.
There you go. Neon Lounge outing in 2028.
Oh, there is I'm sure there is. It's possible I'm totally making this memory up, but I think there is there's a fake flash cutaway in an episode of Family Guy where Peter Griffin is on the beach playing volleyball to that scene. In his cutoff shorts and and crop top shirt. So that if anybody wonders what it would look like for Tony Snyder to play video poker, wow, shit, guys,
we've all seen that, Tony.
Just how unathletic am I? I go to a volleyball court and go, "Where's the video poker machines?" Iron Mike Legacy. The Mike Tyson immersive experience is planned for the Flamingo. The venue is being developed along the walkway from the Link Promenade next to the hotel's wildlife habitat. Caesars says the attraction will be, quote, the first official licensed immersive experience dedicated to the life and box. Let me try that again. The first officially licensed immersive experience dedicated to the life, boxing career, and legacy of Mike Tyson. Caesars also says that the attraction will feature Tyson in phygital form. Now, that is a portmanteau of the word physical and digital. Phygita, a phygital form.
So like a hologram.
I think so.
It's a new word for hologram. Yes.
I wanted to pull a Mike Tyson and just punch someone when I read that word. Phygital.
I am hoping the attraction is expected to debut in the fall. I hope as a part of the fully immersive experience, you get your ear bitten off. Right during the experience. That would be a good one. Or yes, you get to be what's his name that gets punched in the face. Alan.
Right.
No.
They'll play
Alan.
They'll play
Alan.
In the Air Tonight and then punch you in the face and
wow.
Bam, right. Yeah.
You have to get a tiger back to him in an hour or something.
There you go. That's what it should be. It should be a quest.
Yeah.
Return the tiger to Mike Tyson.
Or get your ear bitten off. That's awesome. Yeah, this seems pretty hokey if you ask me. I guess one of the things I love about Vegas, though, is they're willing to try these sorts of things. It's not necessarily
Mike Tyson
for me,
has
but
had such a resurgence in his career. I mean, if you and not boxing, well, he did try to come back and box again, which was just a disaster. But I mean, he's got his one-man show. He's got all this other stuff that's going on. And from all I haven't seen the show, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. So I think it's kind of cool that he's getting his own thing. I hope he's getting paid.
Oh, I'm sure he's getting paid. I'm sure he's getting paid beaucoup dollars. The interesting thing is I think we forget that, and there's probably, a significant generation of folks younger than us that may not have known that this guy went to prison for rape. Back in the 90s, or early 2000s, one of the two.
How much of this will be dedicated to that part of his life, do you think?
Oh, I bet you it's not even remotely referenced.
No,
but there's the rub though, gang. So, and let me be very, very clear. I'm not about to start any sort of political topic conversation here. I'm merely pointing out there does seem to be I think that there's a perhaps weighing meaning like on the one hand versus the other hand sort of weighing situation where at what point do you say, okay, he did go to prison, he served his his jail sentence, he did, right? Isn't that the purpose of going to prison is to be punished for your illegal activity, and then when you're done, you have paid what we consider to be you've paid your debt to society by going to prison. What do we versus say on the other hand the cancel culture that I think that's perhaps on the wane now as well, because I'm seeing other people are starting to come back with their career. Kevin Spacey's trying to have a little bit of a comeback. C.K. Lewis has got a bit of a comeback. Like that sort of thing is kind of interesting.
C.K. Lewis? You mean Louis C.K.?
I knew what he meant.
I know, but I'm thinking C.S. Lewis. I'm like, the author? Like, how did he...
He's having a hell of a comeback. He's coming back from the dead.
When did he go back for? When did he have a bad time of it? Sorry, it just sounded wrong in my ears, and I had to say something.
Just like itching the scratch.
Yes. You're all kinds of backwards today, dear.
It's just it's interesting. It's interesting that he really has come back from what otherwise would be just a career-ending.
Sure.
Yeah.
Downfall. So, anyway, there you go. That's all. But then again, who else is held in very, very high regard is, this is not a classy way to phrase it. The dead basketball player of the Lakers, airplane crashed and he was on it.
Kobe.
Kobe
Bryant.
Kobe. Yes, Kobe Bryant.
Helicopter. Yes.
Okay,
yeah, because he got in trouble for sexual assault for somebody in Colorado or something like that, I think.
Right.
Yep. Oh, these people.
I know.
Boy, Tony, that was a sports ball kind of reference that you pulled out there.
And let me be clear, could not have fucked it up any harder if I tried. So this is why I leave the sports ball talk to you guys.
Frenzy Fest LV is set for August 24th at the Palms Chaos Nightclub, the Palms Pool, and Green Street Kitchen. For a suggested donation of $20 to the Vegas youth program Positively Arts, you can see 20 bands playing 20-minute sets. That's a lot of bands.
Yeah.
You hope it's probably going to be all the greatest hits if they have them.
So this will be like what's that? Zoe Bowie and other like Vegas bands doing stuff.
Okay.
So I put this in there more for like the locals, but I thought, hey, it seemed like a good cause and really a good way to stretch out $20 into maybe a fun day. So
no doubt.
Finally, our long nightmare is over. Primm Valley Casino has reopened under the management of the Herbst family, the folks behind the Terribles brand. Primm Valley Resort is offering stays with no resort fees. So there you go.
I have nothing on this. Nothing to say on this.
One day, I'm going to say, actually, Tony, one day when you and I are in Vegas, I'm going to drive your ass out to Primm so you can say, that's it.
I will take you up on that. I may have been in that area. Was there a outlet mall, a somewhat big outlet mall down there in that area?
Yes.
Here's a fun little story, gang. As if this show isn't going to already be, a mini series for as long as we're taking. I took my scratch that. My wife, then my girlfriend at the time, down to Primm. She did not know that I was going to propose. You should have said it the other way,
because it does make it sound like he took his wife and then his girlfriend down to Primm. That's how that
She's
sounds.
She's really open-minded.
That'd be amazing. All right, ladies. Shop till you drop. Sorry, let me try that again.
Your then girlfriend, now wife, would have been the better way to say that. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, that's words.
My God, Tony, you're supposed to be the lawyer. What's happened to the vocabulary today?
You know
Cocktails?
What? I'm stone cold. No, I'm stone cold sober is the problem.
That's
There's
the
nothing
problem.
But water in this Nalgene bottle. So I took the wife down to Primm and encouraged her to do some fun shopping for like a little handbag to go, because we're going to go out to dinner. We're going to go have dinner at the steakhouse at Bellagio that night. And so I said, well, I think you should treat yourself to, she had already packed her little black dress. So I said, let's get you some shoes. Let's get you a little handbag. Let's get you something fun, right? Treat yourself to a nice little something from, one of it's an outlet mall. Knock yourself out, woman.
Right.
That's right.
Nothing's too good for you when it's in an outlet mall.
At the outlet mall.
Exactly.
Hey, I tell you what, I buy all of my purses at the outlet mall because I am not paying retail price, and I've still gotten some that are super cute on top of it. So
I will say that the funniest part about that is the last store that was at the outlet mall was a thrift shop.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yes, that was the last store that was remaining there. So,
well, unbeknownst to her, she was actually buying her shoes in her handbag for dinner that night to be proposed to. So
that's why you wanted her to buy herself something nice.
She did not know. So that's pretty cool. So I have been down at least in that vicinity, but I do not think, to my recollection, Josh, we stopped at the casino. So I will take you up on getting to visit that place. just to be like, okay, well, I've seen it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
be like. You'll say that like Casino Royale or something like that is incredible
compared to this place. Oh shit!
Yeah,
well, no wonder it's
Resort.
struggling. No wonder it's struggling then. Yeah. Caesar's Palace is celebrating its 60th anniversary by rolling out limited time menus across its signature restaurants now through December 30th. Offerings include, for example, at the Bacchanal Buffet, they're offering a dedicated anniversary station with oysters Rockefeller, duck à l'orange, prime rib, Cornish game hen, chicken marsala, and Roman-style porchetta. At Gordon Ramsay Hell's Kitchen, they have a $115 three-course, quote, Senate supper. Or you can go to Gordon Ramsay Pub and Grill. They are serving a $90 Showgirls and Smoke menu. Did you happen to, I didn't think to check that out. Did you look up and see what that Showgirls and Smoke is about, Josh?
I did, but don't ask me to recall it.
Fair enough. I'll see if I can't pull it up while we're riffing on this.
I do remember it does not come with showgirls. Like, they don't show up.
I was going to say, it's Elizabeth. What was her name?
Elizabeth Hurley? No, not Hurley.
Not
Hurley.
No, and not Shoe either. Berkeley.
Berkeley.
Yes.
And I thought Elizabeth Banks. That was the other one that came in the back of my mind. But yeah. Okay, so she doesn't come as a featured attraction. Not. Okay.
Darn it.
That's awesome. I'll tell you, she has really leaned into the that just how bad that movie is, and I appreciate her for doing that. If anything, the only thing
gotta own it.
The only thing that annoys me is she now tries to spin it as the movie was intended to be written as a female empowerment type movie, and I'm like, please. Shut up! That you are rewriting history, girl. That is no one's buying what you're selling there. All right, that's going to do it for the medley. But up next, we have a review.
Here's a review, a little overview. of a thing or two we did in Las Vegas.
Josh, you have a review of the Camp Holmes pop-up at wherever the hell it is. I'll let you
the Sphere. Oh no, at Palms, as it's in the name. Sorry, I was looking at a different.
Oh my God,
thing.
you're right.
We're all confused.
Where are they having this Camp Holmes pop-up now?
At Luxor.
This is like,
So Camp Palms at Palms. I saw this in like a press release, and like I mentioned in the last episode, my wife and I, summer camp counselors. That's how we met. So I said we can't not check this out, right? So we went. I think it was Wednesday night. On their website, it says open 5 until late, and we rolled in about 9 o'clock on a Wednesday, and they said, okay, so we're closing in a little while. There's no food right now, like the kitchen's closed, so we're closing at 10. But we were able to like hang out. This was so much fun. Like these guys took a theme and took a deep dive into it. Like it was themed after, you know how in the 80s there seemed to be like this a little surge of summer camp movies.
Well, yeah, because that's when all the slasher movies happened. Of all the camp counselors were having
but not
sex
just those, but like
and getting,
wasn't Porky's a camp? Yeah,
I think Porky's was a camp movie, but there was kind of like that whole vibe though, right? Of like Porky's and things like that. Like there's just a bunch of, to me, there was a bunch of this like kind of raunchy movies that came out in the 80s that were summer camp, right? And so they leaned not just into summer camp, but that vibe.
Sure,
okay.
Sure.
There was a spot where you could take photos with two of those 80s kind of lawn chairs, the folding lawn chairs, right? That had that, you could
they're almost like the plaid, like the yellow and orange plaid kind of.
Yes. And you could buy the shit, like Grandma would buy the shit to fix them when they would wear out, right? And so in between them was a stump and a like a little cassette player and a stack of like 80s music, like Bruce Springsteen and Debbie Gibson and all kinds of other stuff. Like they were leaning heavy into that.
Good.
The camp counselor, so they had actors or characters or whatever walking around, performer types, and they had like the guy counselors, but with like the high cutoff jean, like almost wearing Daisy Dukes
jean
and stuff
shorts.
like that.
Yep.
Yes. And all of these character performer types were an absolute blast. It almost reminded me of something that Spiegel World would do. Like it felt a little bit kind of like the ski lodge in that
is what's popping into my head. Okay.
So there was like the camp director character, and then like the hot guy camp counselor, and then the hot girl counselor, the hot nurse. There's a lot of hot. There was the ranger. There was a Sasquatch guy walking around.
Oh jeez. Poor guy in the middle of summer.
Oh my God. Yeah. We mentioned to one of them that, hey, we were camp counselors. We had met. So I mentioned earlier in the episode that it was our 22nd anniversary, but we actually met 33 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And so,
no kidding.
Yeah, I played the long game with her because we were friends for about 10 years before we started dating. And so we'd mentioned like one person there, and then it started to spread around the room. And so other characters were walking up and like, I heard that you guys were like camp counselors together and stuff. So they all kind of made a point to come up and say hi to us and take pictures with us. I posted, and I think I'll post a link in the show notes, but I posted for you guys a link to their menu. They they did not stop with the theming anywhere. For instance, they had all these. Here's some of their special cocktails. So red, white, and boom, which is Prosecco and one of those bomb pops in the Prosecco.
Oh, clever. Oh, that's
the red, white, and blue.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
When camp gives you lemons, which is Pericone lemonade, Tito's vodka, you get to keep the cup. Capri Fun, which is Captain and strawberry kiwi juice.
Yum.
Wow.
I ordered the Camp Counselor's Therapy, which is on the menu. It's Red Bull Peach, Woodford Reserve, a splash of ginger syrup, mint, and keep the cup. And it came in this little like canteen kind of thing, and it says Camp Palms on it.
That's so cute.
I did tell them, I was like, I am not having Red Bull at 9:30 at night, and I don't care if you label me as an old man. Like, this is a bad idea.
I'm not having Red Bull, period, so, but that's a whole nother story.
Right. So they said, how about lemonade? And I was like, perfect, done. And it was awesome. So I got drinking my drink, and I didn't finish it in there before they closed. So I'm walking around the casino,
carrying the little canteen
out of my little mini canteen. They had a whole, like I said, we arrived after the restaurant, after the kitchen closed, but they've got all kinds of food. So camper corn. So corn with truffle butter, chili, salt, tahini, Parmesan. They had like 3 different kinds of hot dogs.
Wiener Woods is that section.
Yeah.
Woods.
So
there you go.
Wiener Woods. A bento box that had like chicken nuggets and rib tips and truffle mac and cheese.
The little camper's lunchtime, which basically is like the chili you get in like a chip bag. That's when you open the chip bag and you add the they're basically like just hyped up chip bags with all kinds of stuff added to them. That's awesome.
They had some cool non-alcoholic drinks like Mexican Coke with a little bit of cherry added to it, orange Fanta with coconut cream added to it. So again, they just took the idea of this theme and just embraced it full on. Apparently this space, so it's it's on the east end of the casino floor, right across from Scotch 80 Prime. If you kind of head towards Scotch 80 Prime, you're not going to miss it. It's like 20 feet away from the entrance to that. I guess they had done a pop-up there at Christmas, and then this was the next one. And they said, what we're going to try to do is do one for Halloween and then do another Christmas one. But this space is only open for Camp Palms until the 31st. So a week away. That's why I wanted to cover it on the show today.
Sure.
Like I said, it was just so much fun. They really embraced it head on. There is a little bit of fuckery because, people are coming up to you. They've got like a stage and they have like mini shows that are kind of going on. Like at one point, the hot nurse came on and did a little striptease, and then they had a giant pill that she talked about using on one of the other characters as a suppository or something. But there's a whole thing about like no kids allowed. So, it's adult humor and stuff.
Sure.
Do not encourage nurse candy is one of the rules.
Yes.
And if you see Bigfoot, you have to buy him a beer.
I saw Bigfoot. I didn't buy him a beer.
Some of these rules are kind of funny. So there's 5 rules listed. No kids allowed. Bad decisions encouraged. Don't listen to Larry. I'm not sure I get that reference. Larry's the camp director. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Do not encourage Nurse Candy, which I'm guessing her name is Candy. So she's Nurse Candy. And then again, if you see Bigfoot, buy him a beer. That's funny. I'm impressed. I mean, it sounds like you had a good time with this.
We had a great time. Like if the next day was not our anniversary and we would have wanted to class it up a little bit, we probably would have gone back.
Oh, that's
neat.
It was a fun vibe.
It looks like it. This menu is everything about this menu looks delicious. And I'm not really all that hungry right now, but everything on this menu, I'm like, I'd really like to try that bento box. I'd really like to try some truffle butter popcorn. I'd really like to try a Wagyu dog with bison chili on it. Like everything, and these cocktails are so fun. That Capri Fun, that just even the idea of, and it's so lame and stupid, but just the idea of sticking a red, white, and blue bomb pop into Prosecco sounds just incredibly delicious. I might actually do a YouTube cocktail video on it. It's going to last all of about 60 seconds, right? Because I'm just pouring Prosecco into a glass and putting a bomb pop in it. But that is just a really clever idea. A strawberry kiwi Capri Sun bag with Captain Morgan. Yum.
Captain. Yeah.
Here's an idea, Tony, because they have a couple different types of like colored popsicle like that. So instead of just doing the red, white, and boom, do a little Prosecco and try some different flavors and see which one ends up. Because I would think that the color of the red, white, and boom will get really ugly really quick.
Oh, I'm sure.
When you start mixing the red and the blue in there with it, but maybe just get a grape one or maybe get a strawberry one or something. It just, I don't know. You could play around with it.
They put a ton of thought into this, and really like I said, they embraced the theme. Everyone else had drinks that were, they were like mini Flamingo life preservers around a cup, and I don't know what they ordered that's off this list to get that, but those were all over the place. Like I said, it was just a ton of fun, and I really love just the whole attention to detail, the whole let's just take the theme and run with it and have a hell of a good time with it. So even if you don't have fond memories of summer camp, like their dedication to this was just off the charts, like 11 out of 10. So check it out, and check out some of the if they're going to keep this kind of vibe for their other pop-up stuff, I'd check out any pop-up at the Palms.
You're going to be on board, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, up next, we've got some listener feedback.
Here's the listener's word, all the voices we've heard, each and every absurd thought about Vegas.
First up is an email from Sir William Trust IV, who has sent us a PayPal donation prior to his trip, and we certainly appreciate that. Thank you, Sir William. Karen, are you ready?
I am.
All right.
So our dear friend, Sir William, writes, Karen, Josh, and Tony. I like the order he put that in, at least.
I do. I actually hate
that. And there are certain things that continue from 360 Vegas. There you go. Wanted to write up a little trip report email after returning from my 29th trip to Vegas. Holy cow, that number is increasing, but it's still less than my age. I did a quick 2-night trip from the East Coast. Call me crazy, but after you've flown to Japan, anything seems quick.
Fair.
I stayed at Park MGM, mainly because it was where one of my friends locally was staying with her family. I was upgraded to a regular room on the, quote, reserve floors, so I had a nice view of T-Mobile. This is the first time I've stayed in one of their rooms, and I thought that aside from the bed being a bit soft, everything else was fine. I appreciated the full shower door and none of those half-wall contraptions. I would stay there again. That's a ringing review when you say, I thought this was fine. That was great. I met Josh one morning for video poker at Chandelier, and despite the fact that he had to work, we both got plenty of drinks from Steven the bartender, who also asked us when we sat down, aren't you guys associated with that Handy podcast? Oh, interesting. You're being recognized as being associated with somebody else there, Josh.
That's right. It was so funny. And I guess that same bartender had asked James from Handy the week before, aren't you look familiar? Are you with the Shandy podcast? And James was like, yeah, I'm one of the hosts on there. So I texted that immediately to James and Jack. I don't have Adam's number, but I texted them to that. James said, I don't know why. You have much better facial hair than I do. So
that's what it's all about.
That's right.
He also remembered David from the meetup previously. David, I'm not sure who David is.
So Red Chip Squad, and I think that's what was drawing on his memory is, Red Chip Squad and I were at the Shandy a lot, just 3 weeks prior. So I think that's what was going on there.
That makes more sense. I proceeded to get killed with Ultimate X, but had my fill of drinks as I bid Josh adieu. The highlight of my trip was eating at Gymkhana. It is still extremely hard to get a reservation, but I lucked out and checking daily to see if there was a cancellation. It did not disappoint. I ordered the chicken tikka kebab app, the buttered chicken, and chickpeas for a side. We split the venison biryani, biryani. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong.
You got
it. Which was presented just like the social media post you might have seen. Being Michelin star, we didn't know if that was going to be too little food, but we actually couldn't finish it all. The fresh chutney and spice flavors were just amazing. Okay, I have a clarifying question. Mm-hmm. They are not rating Vegas restaurants with Michelin stars anymore. They haven't been for a long time. So does this restaurant have another location that has a Michelin star?
I believe that's what's going on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because Vegas hasn't gotten Michelin stars in 10 plus years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So, okay, good to know.
I'm
but if you
on
open
it, Keren. Oh, sorry. I was just saying I'm on it here that I've done a quick Google search as it relates to, and according to the Googles, indeed, the London location is a Michelin restaurant.
Okay, that makes sense. Having a bartender that knows and takes care of you is always a great part of our trip. And for me, that's Angelo in Bellagio's Club Privé. I also got to see both Patrick Ewing, a former Georgetown Hoya, and Phil Ruffin playing table limits I can only aspire to after winning the Powerball.
Right.
I'm surprised you saw Phil Ruffin out in public.
He said he saw Phil Ruffin playing.
And of course, not playing in his casinos. Go figure.
No, because that's not allowed.
I had made my karma donation prior to the trip, and it worked just as promised. I didn't make any money, but I had a great time, and we're back in November for another trip from Sir William Trost IV.
That is very cool.
And I was supposed to meet up with him, but it ended up being like a, class day and everything else, and I missed him yet again. So my apologies publicly, Mr. Bill, which is funny because I know we always call him Sir William Trost, but the fourth, but he also goes by like Mr. Bill on a lot of his socials, I think. So I'm really sorry about it. We meant to meet up and we were trying to, and it just didn't work out. So, but thank you again for the karma donation.
Yes.
Again, 100% guaranteed to have a good time. And glad that, Josh, you got to hang out with him a little bit while you were there too. So.
Yeah, it was a good time. We had a great conversation, and like I said, that whole thing with Steven the bartender was pretty funny. So it was good to see him.
All right, Josh. Next up, we have our very first voicemail, and it's from great friend of the show and listener, Mr. James Jones.
Yes, this is James Jones calling in. I figure somebody had to call in. My first call, I made an error, so sorry about that. Just wanted to give a quick little report. I was driving back from California into Las Vegas, stopped at Primm Valley Casino for the first time. I've been coming to Vegas for 30 years and never stopped there. Really, not much going on, of course. I hope Terribles can make it work. I'm just not sure how they're going to do that. There were people there, which surprised me, but well over half the machines were turned off. And it's kind of just a depressing place. But it was nice to stop, stretch my legs a little bit, and then headed back into Las Vegas. Decided to take Las Vegas Boulevard all the way down from Primm into the Strip. And it was really kind of a nice little drive. I would recommend it if you're not in a rush. It's just...
So I want to say that I've thought about that several times, James. And I'm always in a rush, so I'm like, oh, fuck that. So I take the 15 in. But every now and then I'm like,
I want to get to Vegas.
Just exit. Yeah. I think, let's exit and take Las Vegas Boulevard in, because you can really drive it almost entirely from the state line. But fuck that. Let's do 85. So...
And it was really kind of a nice little drive. I would recommend it if you're not in a rush. It's just something unique to do. On a side note, I really do like the intro music on your voicemail line. I think it kind of fits with everything else on the show. Thanks for all you do. Talk to you later.
Oh my God, there's intro music on the voicemail line?
I had no idea.
So fun fact, you two have heard that. That is the original intro music. So for the listeners,
got it. Okay.
For the listeners,
that one I've heard,
I had made intro music for the podcast that kind of fit more with the bumpers. And the thing that stopped me was I didn't feel like it pumped you up for a new episode. And so I redid it with the intro music you hear now. But in between those two things happening, I had made the welcome greeting, the welcome message or whatever on the voicemail line with the original music that I had. So if you want to hear it, call our voicemail line. I know then the result is going to be a bunch of hang up voicemails where people call in to listen to it and then hang up.
Call in, listen, and just give a yay or nay. I agree with this. It's awesome. Or, I don't know. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but we're not necessarily going to do anything about it if you don't like it. But
that's right. And I want to say,
message.
Thank you, James. You broke the seal.
Yeah, you did.
We did not have any voicemails for our first 4 episodes because you did send this in before episode 5.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now we have 4 voicemails now.
Wow.
So all of a sudden you led the charge, buddy. So thank you for that.
We appreciate it. Well, let's roll into that second one. We've got a voicemail from listener Steve-O.
At the neon lounge. Sorry. Didn't realize the message started. Hey guys, this is Steve-O. I just wanted to share with you my latest trip report. Started on a Monday afternoon, checking into the Bellagio, very early check-in, which was nice. We got a fountain view room. Yes, we did take a lot of pictures and rub it into all of our friends' faces.
100%.
Video too. It was an amazing, amazing view. We got a little rainbow every afternoon, about 4 in the afternoon at the fountain, and so that was nice. First thing we did was loaded up our Yeti tumblers with some tequila soda water, went right to the pool. 93 degrees on a summer day. Oh my God, the weather was so nice.
I bet.
Stayed down at the pool for a couple hours with our party at 10. After that, we went back up to our room, rallied it up a little bit, went down to our favorite place to meet for cocktails, which is Spago. Espresso martinis are amazing there. The crab cakes are amazing. I could go there every day while I'm in Vegas. And I did.
I love
we stayed there for a little bit. Dinner that night was meh. We did go to Old Red afterwards, where they had the most expensive beers of any place on the Strip.
I bet.
Ended it there. The next morning we went to Mon Ami Gabi, where the service is excellent. The food is awesome. We love that place. Great view also. After that, we went for a little lunch,
Let me chime in there real quick, Josh. I do have a bit of a best practice that I'd like to share with the listeners as it relates to Mon Ami Gabi. I ate there for breakfast on this most recent trip where we all had kind of gotten together for a little mini meetup. And I think a best practice is if you go to the hostess stand and you ask the host or hostess if they would put you out on the outside patio area, but at a table that's abutting the wall of the restaurant itself, that is the best way to do Mon Ami Gabi, because if you're a newbie and you don't know any better, you might get seated at one of the tables that butts up against the fence. Yes, the fence, exactly, that concrete fence there. And the only thing that's wrong with it is you will occasionally be the homeless will stop and ask if you have any spare change or something. Whereas if you're against the wall of the restaurant itself, you still get to be outside, but you've got a row of tables in front of you separating you from the Strip.
A buffer.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So that is a best practice hack for individuals that want to enjoy the outside weather for breakfast at Mon Ami Gabi without necessarily being hit up by any panhandlers that are on the Strip.
After that, we went for a little lunch or after breakfast magnet search, where we cleaned up some of the magnets we were missing at Flamingo and Horseshoe. And then we had lunch at Como at Bellagio. Turkey wrap and watermelon salad was very nice. Not very bloating for before in the pool. Bartender there was nice enough to fill up our Yeti tumblers with some ice while we bought a bucket of High Noons. We went back to the pool, stayed there again a couple hours, 94 degrees, which was very nice. Met up at Spago again for some cocktails. Later on, we went to Cuts and Cocktails over at the Cosmo. The karaoke there These people were like pros singing there. Like, there's no way we were going to put our name in the computer to go up there. These people are amazing. And by the way, the beers there are less than Old Red. So we left there, had a good...
All right. So, Tony, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you done karaoke? Do you ever do karaoke?
Oh, my God. I am a karaoke whore.
Okay. Me too. And so my question for you is, because I've even hosted karaoke a long time ago, but when you've got like people who are just nailing it, is that almost too much like a vibe killer? Like he's talking about, where it's like intimidating the shit out of your audience. Like if you are thinking about signing up,
right,
and you've got a couple people up in front of you who are just killing it, does that make you less likely to sign up, or you don't give a shit? Like,
well, you have to understand though that Tony kills it every time he sings karaoke, so he's not intimidated at all.
Fair.
Here's the deal. I respect where Steve-O's coming from. If you like to just get up and, warble out a song, then yes, I can understand and appreciate not wanting to, especially having to follow someone who probably just got done at the stage over at, one of these shows to come over and karaoke. I am fortunate enough that I have a very small set of songs that I know inside and out and backwards and forwards. And one of the neatest, coolest, most fun stories that Brian and Tanya share about me is, and actually, you know what? This is a story that you would have been somewhat involved with too, Keren. It was when we were down in New Orleans, and I had gotten just
you were
outrageously,
hammered.
Outrageously intoxicated, and apparently I
find this so hard to believe.
I know. Imagine Tony having over imbibed, and Brian tells the story about how he said, Tony could not string 5 words together to make a sentence. He was so bummed out of his mind. And then all of a sudden we hear this karaokeing song and we're like, God, that guy sounds like Tony, but that guy is just killing it. And he said, we all come over and there's Tony, and he is putting on a rock show to Piano Man. It was like someone had flipped a switch on this guy, meaning me.
No, it was one of those craziest things, because you're just like, wow, that sounds like Tony, but it sounds really good, because he's not kidding. He could not, we were holding him up. Like, he wasn't even standing straight. But again, the most dangerous place to be with Tony is between him and a microphone. And
that's right.
He just absolutely killed it. So, yeah.
So, Steve-O,
awesome.
I think my bit of advice for you, Steve-O, is find a song or two that you can just kill it, even when you're blitzed out of your mind, because I don't really remember much of that night, and so this story is just fun to hear, because I'm like, ooh, it's a new to me story when Brian tells it. But that's the secret, man. That's the secret. You got to have a song or two that you can get up there and just crush it. So that's my answer, Josh.
Brilliant. Thank you.
These people are amazing. And by the way, the beers there are less than Old Red. So we left there, had a good time, had an amazing time at Cuts and Cocktails. We went to the ski lodge for that one last drink that we didn't need. And how do we know that we didn't need that drink? Well, we could tell you in the morning we didn't need that drink. Overall, an amazing Vegas trip. We can't wait to go back in September. Thanks for everything you guys do. I just want to point out that lately Tony's been a little light on the cock.
A little light on the cock?
What a place to cut it off.
Right? You didn't cut that off. That's where the voicemail cut off.
No. You get 3 minutes,
a little
kids.
light on the cock. Do we need to get Mrs. Alcoholic on here to talk about how you didn't light on the cock?
So wait, amazing. Josh, do we have a time limit on the voicemails? So
yes, they are 3 minutes. Which come on, if you can't tell your story in 3 minutes, so he did. He did leave a second part here so that he clarified on Tony being light on the cock here.
My God, this is why I love hanging out with you people.
Hey, Steve-O, I ran out of time. Tony, do better on the cocktails. Okay, Keren, you keep cooking. You're doing great. All right, and Josh, you just keep being Josh. All right, guys, thanks for everything you do. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
It's awesome.
Thank you, Steve-O.
Thanks.
Thank you for that voicemail. I want to say a couple things. First of all, one, I have a saying that always be yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you can be Batman and then be Batman. So I will keep being Josh. But I think Tony has been absolutely killing it on the cocktails. We posted just this morning, as of this recording, a lemon drop that is from the Bedford at Martha Stewart. So if you are on
you
Patreon,
got that one?
You got that one.
Tony.
And there's 2 versions too. So it's like, hey, you could try option A or option B. Like Tony's just knocking them out. So,
I will say that is one of Alistair's favorites. He will always go to the Bedford to get a lemon drop because it's one of his favorite spots to go. So
all right,
I might actually have to go watch that thing.
Yeah.
Although I do have to say, I've had some issues with Patreon lately. And I just haven't gotten around to looking at it because I think even Mark's Patreon account has now been frozen something. I just haven't had the time or energy to go look into it. So at least as far as the login goes, it might be something else.
Sure.
But
sure,
I'm going to have to sign up for this so I can see some of your more current cocktail videos. So
please do. Next up, we have a voicemail from listener Avery.
Oh, why do I have a feeling this one's going to be fun for Tony?
Yeah, can I get a medium Chicago cracker thin double pepperoni? Wait, this isn't Pizza Rock? Oh, it's the Neon Lounge podcast. Oh my God! Well, this is Avery, the guy that used to write the super long trip reports for 360 Vegas with the arcane rating systems, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to hear the amazing mellifluous tones of Tony, Keren, and Vegas J-Dub. Congrats on the launch of the new podcast. I hope it goes absolutely swimmingly, and I will be sure to let you know the next time in Vegas and follow it up with a ridiculously detailed trip report. You guys are awesome. Thanks and welcome back.
Aw, I love Avery.
That is very kind. That is very kind, Avery. Thank you.
I have not seen or talked to him in forever. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah, I was going to say, I just remember his rating systems and the point scales that would drive you absolutely crazy, Tony.
Yes.
That's right. I'd forgotten about that. That's funny.
I look forward to one of his ratings. So
yes.
Thank you, Avery. Appreciate that.
All right. Last but certainly not least, maybe one could even potentially say saving the best for last. We have a voicemail from listener and incredibly great, kind friend of the podcast, Mr. Graham from Cheftimony.
Hello, my Neon Lounge friends. It is Graham from the Cheftimony podcast, calling in with a couple of quick comments and a question for you. First, on the food side, that is great news about Keren going to culinary school. That's super exciting, and I'm looking forward to the updates. Cooking with a bunch of 21-year-old colleagues, I do have some sympathy, but it's going to be amazing. Second, also kind of on the food front, the Neon Lounge is 5-star rated in Canada. I will send you a screenshot of the most important review, of course, on Apple Podcasts Canada. It got cut off at the end, but what I'm sure the reviewer meant to end with was, Keren, don't be shy about taking over episode minutes for more food content. All right. Now my question, and it requires a quick story first. When I was doing solo trips to Las Vegas to do some cooking, I would always make a point of stopping in at the Stage Door Casino for their super cheap beer special and a chat with their great bartenders. And one time I was there mid-morning, maybe 10:30-ish, and I was really impressed with how busy it was for that time of day. So I asked the bartender what their slow times were, and she said there was usually a rush at around 4 or 5 in the morning when the nightclubs let out, but then it quieted down around 7 o'clock for a while. And my Canadian brain was trying to process this, and I naively asked, wow, well, what time do you open? And the bartender, of course, looked at me with sympathy and said, we don't close. Well, of course you don't. And this leads to my question. At the end of the Neon Lounge episodes, Josh says that it is last call at the Neon Lounge, and this worries me a bit. So I'm Just looking for a little clarification. I assume that last call hits maybe around 6 a.m. and then the lounge opens again, say 6:15 with a full-on breakfast buffet and bottomless mimosas. I'm sure it's something like that, but I have not seen hours posted for the lounge, and come to think of it, I have not seen a menu for the breakfast buffet either. So just checking in on that point. Okay, that is all from me. I really just wanted to touch base and let you all know how wonderful it is to have you back in my podcast feed. So thank you for the great episodes. I'm looking forward to many more.
Aww. So I have a thought. Josh, I don't know if you want to answer the question, but I think we are legitimately a lounge, which is not the same as a casino, which has to have a restaurant open 24 hours a day in Nevada. So the fact that we are just a lounge, I think that we can close 2 a.m. And then because then we all need to sleep because we're getting older, we might not open again until 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So that's my understanding of what we're doing. Josh, I don't know if you as the main proprietor of this lounge, if you have a thought.
So I am building the mythos of what is the Neon Lounge in my head, and I love the fact that Graham asked a question that I had never even occurred to me, and so. I think that he's spot on, except he's off a little bit. I think that we close at 5 a.m. and reopen at 5:15 for breakfast because our East Coast crowd is going to want breakfast at their equivalent of 8:15. Right.
That is
very
true.
I think that's what happens. And then, of course, there is probably
that must be a conversation you and Tony had outside of me because you're just like, whatever, we're West Coasters. Keren, it doesn't matter.
Like everything else here, I'm making this shit up as I go. So.
I'm actually very impressed both of you two just riffed on that based on Graham's, neither. Well, okay, so Josh heard the voicemail, but neither Keren nor I had heard it. So well done, right. Keren. That was excellent. That was excellent riffing right on the spot. No, that's very funny. I'll tell you, I'm also embarrassed to say that today is the first time I've gone to the neonlounge.vegas website. But what I love about the image that Josh has created and posted is in my head, that is what I think our lounge would look like IRL. It's just, it is really a stellar
look at you
image.
Using a little acronym, whatever. Good grief.
From 10 years ago. I'm like, BRB.
So it's funny, Tony, because Mrs. J-Dub said the exact same thing when I created it. She goes, that's what the Neon Lounge looks like.
That's right. Exactly right. So
now you can't see in the picture, but also there is a stage for like a jazz quartet or something like that. And of course our cheesy, somewhat kitschy lounge singer that we will have in the Neon Lounge. But yeah, that's what the Neon Lounge looks like.
That's awesome. You did great. I love it.
Can I do a complete side note real quick? Because you just mentioned like a center stage for like a jazz quartet and all this.
Yeah.
Josh, in all of your visits to Vegas, have you ever done a candlelight concert?
No.
Okay. So look up Candlelight Concert Series, and they're not just in Las Vegas. They're in like 180 countries or cities around the world. But usually it is a string quartet, and it is, I'm not kidding you, you see the pictures. It is the stage that they're on, and I've been to 2 here in Vegas. One of them, the stage is at one end, the audience is kind of behind it, and it's small. It's 150 people. It's not big. The other one, it's like in the round. So there's a stage in the middle, and it's a 4-piece string quartet that comes out. And it's literally surrounded by like electric candles. And the first one that I went to see was, and I'm going to mess up the composer's name. It was like Vivaldi's Four Seasons, which I didn't realize most of those are on TV commercials. And the last one I just went to go see the other night was the music from Lord of the Rings.
Nice.
Yes. And I have tickets to go see Frank Sinatra and Nat King Cole.
Oh my gosh.
And I think with that one, they actually have a singer. But if you are looking for a night out, because I know you and your wife are always looking for shows. I don't know why I didn't even think to tell you about this ahead of time. But the Candlelight series, I think it's like the Fever app, Fever, has them on there. Really cool, inexpensive, and just a fun. The shows are somewhere between 60 to 90 minutes. Super talented musicians. They have like some shows that are, there's one that is Coldplay versus Imagine Dragons. There's another one that is Queen versus ABBA. Like I said, we're going to see a Nat King Cole and Frank Sinatra matchup.
God, that's so cool.
I can't believe I didn't think about this before, and something that you said
Frankly,
triggered
I'm
it.
hurt and offended.
I'm sorry, but I thought about it now and I wanted to get it out there. So anybody coming to and usually they're slightly off strip. There's one that's in what they call the industrial space that is on Industrial Boulevard, kind of behind Circus and Resorts World.
That's the same space they use for Monday's Dark, right?
No, it's not. That is the space, which is closer to the Palms in Rio. This is the industrial space. Both very cool spaces. And then I actually saw it at the other place was like north of downtown in a very sketchy industrial place, but a very cool venue nonetheless. So, I can't believe I hadn't told you about that, but it just popped into my head. So I had to throw it out there because they've got some very fun.
Yeah, I'm seeing that like tonight. I'm looking at their thing. So tonight is that Candlelight Coldplay and Imagine Dragons.
Yeah.
August 14th, Candlelight Queen versus ABBA.
Yes.
Tribute to Michael Jackson looks like the same night. Oh, my God.
A lot of times they will do
on
like a
my birthday, August 20th, the best of Frank Sinatra and Nat King Cole.
Oh my gosh.
That's the one I'm going to.
Oh, wow.
Well, thank you for inviting me on my birthday. God damn it,
You're
Keren.
important to us, Josh.
I guess.
I did. Honestly, I don't know that I had that was your birthday on the calendar, which I'm going to add it now because now I'm going to be in trouble because I didn't have it. Yeah. No, it's super fun. And they're not that expensive of tickets.
No.
It's just
see from $54.50.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's the cheapest one, and that's like the B section, and then you can get the A section, which I think is like $20 more. But honestly, the venue is so small. It's not, and it's just fun. And there's a bar, so Tony, you can get your cocktails if you decide you want, want to do that. But it's just a fun, different, very. It's chill. It's beautiful with all the candlelight kind of stuff. Yeah, so
it looks cool.
It is. Again, I'm sorry I didn't think about it before. I thought about it now.
Thanks for bringing all that up. That's something. Because even I just did a Google search. They do it in Lansing. I mean, that's amazing that they even do it. It's not the same sort of.
It's 180 countries, and I do think that they kind of have some set stuff that they can pull from, but I think it also depends on who are the musicians that are in the area, that they're in and using. So, no, if anybody just look for this because it's I know it's all over the place, and it is a very cool, fun night out. So, don't know why I hadn't brought that up before, but I hadn't. Well, so there you go.
I'm glad you did.
Now you did. Thank you. Okay, gang, I think that's going to do it for today's show. We want to thank you for listening.
You think really do. An hour and 45 minutes in that this is enough?
I'm calling it. We've got 8 more pages of script, and I am just calling it. No, that's not true. We only had to slightly edit our script here. We really do appreciate that you would take the time to join us here in the Neon Lounge. Keren, that's you.
Sorry. I'm not paying attention. You can find all of our stories on our website at neonlounge.vegas.
Including sexy pictures of all of us. You can also find us on social media, including Facebook, Blue Sky, Threads, TikTok, Twitter, and God knows where else.
But not Instagram.
You can join not Instagram. Nope. You can join the conversation because it'd just be all AI pictures of us looking way too hot and sexy, and that's
all the filters.
It's too much. It's too much for the listeners.
Yeah.
Join the conversation on Discord. We're on the 360 Vegas Discord server. An invite can be found in the show notes.
And let me jump in here and say that one of the reasons that I was able to meet up with Sir William Charles IV is on our Discord server, we have a meetup calendar.
Yeah.
And so if you want to see when awesome people are going to be in Vegas, get on that Discord server and you can put in your deets about when you're going to be in Vegas and see when other cool people will be in Vegas at the same time. So I highly recommend checking that out.
And if you would like to send us any feedback, you can email us at neonloungepodcast@gmail.com. Or, as we had so many wonderful people do today, you can call our voicemail line at 702-900-7964. And we expect a whole bunch of phone calls just to hear the intro music. If we like your email or your voicemail, we might even read it or play it on the show, just like we did for James, Steve-O, Avery, and Graham.
Vegas Icons and Legends is available to purchase at Amazon.com. It is currently rated 5 stars on Amazon. We would appreciate it if you got on there also and ordered a copy, if you already have, to please write a review for Vegas Icons and Legends.
We have Neon Lounge merch. You can get all kinds of cool Neon Lounge apparel, drinkware, and etc. at Zazzle.com/Neon Lounge. If there's something you would like that you don't see in the store, reach out to Josh. He'll figure something out.
Do you like what we're doing here? Would you like more of it? Support us and get access to commercial-free and early release episodes, as well as bonus content at patreon.com. Patreon.com.
Not familiar with that website.
Jeez. Patreon.com/Neon Lounge Podcast.
Keren, how can our listeners find you?
I am at 360 Vegas Keren. Tony, where are you at?
I'm at 360 Vegas Tony. Josh, where are you at?
We're all still trying to learn this new rhythm. For me, it used to be we were ending the show and Tony ran through all of it. There's something I'm like, oh, wait, crap. We are going back and forth with all this.
I've got lines here. Yeah.
We do.
I am slowly losing my mind at 360 Vegas J-Dubs. Or you can find me at any of the socials that we have listed in the show notes. We, as you can probably tell, we have had a great time.
Especially 2 hours into it.
But it is 5 a.m. and therefore it is last call, Graham. So until next time, cheers.
Oh, I love you guys.
It's the Neon Lounge. Your server is always prompt. In the Neon Lounge, where the cocktails are all count. We're serving up what you crave. Resort fees are always waived at the Neon Lounge.